We're back on the ML Sports Platter. It's all brought to you by our great friends at CH Insurance, in your corner every day, every way. Log on to chinsurance.cc. And look who I brought onto the show, a friend of mine, a Syracuse basketball great in his own right, the former now head coach of the Liverpool boys varsity team. And he just keeps climbing the ladder. He's now at Siena working with Gerry McNamara, Renze Anawaku. Siena men's basketball, man, they're making things happen. Assistant basketball coach Ryan Blackwell joins me. Ryan, congratulations, man, and thanks for a few.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a lot been going on, as you can imagine. Just still trying to pack up and move. That's probably the worst part, trying to find a place to live. And
Yeah.
but we're excited. My wife's excited. My 2-year-old daughter has no idea, but she keeps saying, "When are we going to Albany?" So I think she's excited too.
Well, I lived out there for a short time, and I love the capital region. And if you need me to haul some boxes next week before you go, just shoot me a text.
Sounds good.
What made you go to Siena? What was so intriguing about working with and I know you guys don't like to, from the Syracuse culture, working for, but working with for and going to this program out in Albany. What was the main thing, the main draw for you?
I've every year I look for an opportunity, or I've since I've even gotten to Liverpool. One of my aspirations was to coach in college, and I've had some chances to maybe go D3 or go to some spots. But this is a great opportunity. Siena has a great tradition. Obviously, I know Gerry, known him for a long time, so I'm familiar with him, and we have a good relationship, and I trust him. And I just knew that with him going there, he was going to build something special. I thought it was a great time and a great opportunity for me at this moment to get into the college game.
So, as you know, I mean, the game is wild now with NIL and portal. There's just balls in the air all the time. It almost feels like, and I heard Danny Hurley talk about this from UConn. Obviously, they just went back to back. What an unbelievable run that was. But he goes on all the shows and says, listen, the coaching part is easy now compared to everything else. How do you see portal? How do you see NIL and your role in that? And it's just a wild time, Ryan. It's not even close to what it was like when you played.
Not even close. I wish we had it back then, because we would have made a pretty good amount of money. But yeah, it's the coaching aspect is totally different. I mean, obviously, once you get the guys in, you still have to coach. That's one thing, but you're not molding guys and developing them for 3-4 years anymore. It's literally like 1 year. You get a guy for money, and the first conversation is going to be, "What can you pay me?" It's not much time am I going to get? What's my playing time going to be like? What's the team going to be like? Can we win a championship? It's how much money can I get? So it's changed the landscape. And at the end of the day, it's about developing relationships with people who are willing to support that vision. We have some Syracuse guys that I'm really tight with now that are going to support Siena because I have a relationship with them. They're willing to throw money at us and support us. So that's what it's all about. It's about getting as much money as you can. But at the end of the day, once you get the guys, you still got to coach them. You still got to develop chemistry, because we still want to win at the end of the day.
I know that UConn just went back to back, as I mentioned, and they won. I mean, they rolled people in the tournament. I mean, it was double digits. You'd blink, they're up 20, they're up 30. It was unreal. But NC State also went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Cinderellas have happened.
Yeah.
We've seen Butler go to Final Fours, 2 of them, VCU, George Mason. We've seen Loyola. Population, schools, culture. I want to talk about culture in a minute, by the way.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of different things and different ways you can win. You can win in the Big 12. You can win in the Big East. You can win in the MAC. You can win in the A10. You can win in the ACC. You can win wherever. And you do it your way, and you get to the tournament, and it's about today, and then you win or you lose. You go home or you move on.
Yep.
So Siena, as you know, I went to St. Bonaventure. I think about Siena the same way as, by the way, take it easy on the Bonnies. I'm rooting for you guys this year, but just that's the one game, all right? Just take it a little easy on them. All kidding aside, I think about Siena like Bonaventure. I sometimes think, Ryan, honestly, in a non-power 5, if you get hot quick, you get good in your conference, you go to your conference tournament, you roll the ball out and anything can happen, you can get that automatic bid, and you don't have to worry about the bubble. Do you see that vision? Do you see that path for Siena? Hey, not saying easier, just a little bit more unique compared to how NC State had to do it or somebody else had to do it. Automatic bid, be really good in your conference, stay up there, and just play the numbers game to get to the tournament to allow that sustainability to happen at Siena.
Yeah, and I think in the past, that's Siena has done that. They've had great teams and they've won their conference tournament and gone on. And you look at St. Peter's this year; they weren't the best team in the MAC. I think it was Fairfield, maybe Iona. They just got hot at the right time. They played well. They won their conference tournament and they went to the dance. And that's what we have our vision and our sights set on that. And as you said, it's about building culture, about getting kids to buy in, and playing well at the right time. And it's a little bit different than being at Syracuse, where you have to win a certain number of games. You have to have this, RPI and the SOS and all these things that equate into trying to get into the tournament. And it's different for the mid-majors and the conference like the MAC. Like you said, we could win 15 games and just start playing well towards the end and end up in the tournament. So that's very unique. And, I think we have a really legitimate shot at doing that.
All right, 2 quickies. I'll let you go get after the moving thing. Ryan Blackwell again with us now with GMAC at Siena here on the ML Sports Platter, brought to you by CH Insurance. The word culture gets thrown around sports, especially in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't go 5 minutes without hearing it, but it's used a lot in college basketball now. How do you define culture in college basketball, and what does it look like at Siena?
Just speaking from experience, what I did, what we were able to do here at Liverpool, it's the same thing, whether they're high school kids or college kids or professionals. You have to have everyone bought into your philosophy and a way of trying to do things. And I think that's going to be no different at Siena. Gerry McNamara, it's his vision. We sat down and talked, it's his style of play, how he wants to win. And everyone has to be bought in. And it's my job and our jobs as assistants to support that and make sure the kids are buying in and working hard. And sorry, the light just went on. 1 second. Part of our job as assistants, just to get the kids on the same page, whether they're there for a year or there for 2 or 3 years. That's a little bit harder part because you just don't know. There's a lot of moving parts, but we just got to make sure everybody's on board and has the same vision and same goal from day one.
All right. I see the lid. I mean, you got to be going nuts, man. I mean, the Bears are a trademark franchise going back to the Hallis days, the NFL, old NFL, right? And then Walter Payton. It's 1985 with the Bears. That's all people can talk about. That's all they got is 85, that Super Bowl team. Holy hell, man. I mean, Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze, the draft they had, Ryan Poles. How pumped are you for this season? You got to be going nuts.
I'm excited. And I will say that I was high on Fields, especially towards the end of the year last year. I was thinking we were going to hold him.
Me too.
And maybe go after Marvin Harrison Jr. But, I mean, I think we hit the, on paper, as you know, we'll see if it translates. But on paper, I think we nailed it. I think we've got a great core. But we'll see what happens. We're lucky that, like you said, I grew up watching the Bears and the Super Bowl shuffle years. That was amazing. And we went to the Super Bowl, I think, back in 2008 or something like that. It's the last time. But
6, I think. 6. Rex Grossman.
Yeah, Rex Grossman. So we're due, just like a lot of teams, they're all due. But we're excited about the future and what Caleb Williams and that crew is going to bring.
Tell you what, man, it's going to be fun. I root for the Bears. They got it all, man. Cool uniform, the history, great city. I don't know, man. I really hope that they do well. Speaking of hoping that people do well, I mean, you know what I think of you and you know what I think of Gerry and Arenze and everybody out there. Please send everybody my best. Ryan Blackwell at Siena, now assistant basketball coach. Really hope you guys crush it out there. Anything you need in the capital region, you know where to find me, my friend. And again, really wishing you guys the best. All right, thanks for coming out.
Appreciate it.